Has anyone mentioned to you that Spokane is in a seller's market? I'm totally kidding, of course, because I feel like I hear this 3 times a day. Spokane has been in a seller's market for years because of low inventory in our area. But today, beyond talking about just kind of what the market is, I want to talk to you a little bit more about what that might mean for you as a home buyer or home seller. So stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss it. Hi, I'm Heather with Haven Real Estate Group, and today I want to give you a little twist on the traditional market update. The term seller's market basically just means, it's pretty self-explanatory. It basically just means we have low supply and high demand. So in real simple economic terms, that means the low supply of houses is causing a high demand for how many buyers we have, which is causing home prices to increase and creates this situation that we call a seller's market. Now, just really quickly, let me go over kind of what a seller's market means. We talk about, in the real estate industry, we talk about inventory in terms of months. And we just use that number as an example to kind of understand how much inventory we have. So if we have 1 month of inventory, that means it would take buyers a month, the current pool of buyers, a month to buy up all that inventory if no new stuff came on the market. So that's why we use the term months and kind of gives you an idea. A seller's market is anything below 4 months. A buyer's market is anything above 6-ish months. And that sweet spot in between, where it's a balanced market and it's great for everybody, is going to be right between 4 to 6 months. Okay, so why do you care what kind of market we're in? If you're in the market, if you're home shopping or getting ready to sell your home, it's a huge advantage to know what kind of market you're getting ready to buy or sell in. You want to know, is it tilted towards the buyers? Is it tilted towards the sellers? Is it pretty balanced? And using that data will help inform your strategy of how you get your home goals accomplished. So the thing that happens is we say seller's market like it's all things to all people, and that's not actually true. When you are shopping, when you're doing anything, when it comes to buying a home, thinking about selling a home, trying to grow your wealth through home purchases, you need to understand the particular niche that your shopping experience is happening in, or selling experience. And what I mean by that is that a $200,000 home is not in the same market that $1 million home is. So you need to know, what is your little area doing different, kind of divorced from the market overall. The market overall in Spokane is real healthy. We have people moving here from out of state. We have people moving here from the cities. We are growing really well, which has been a real positive impact on home values. So that generally means, yeah, it's good. It's a seller's market. But I'm going to walk you through some of these numbers so you can see, depending on where you are, you might not actually be in that same seller's market that we've all been talking about for so long. Okay, so let's take a look at this little chart I put together that kind of breaks down the different, the inventory by price instead of just looking at the market overall. You can see that at the super competitive starter home price, we've got really tight inventory, the number's very low, but then once we get up to the higher price points, it really starts to change. So if you find yourself in one of those higher price points, and your listing agent is coming to you saying, it's a seller's market, let's get this listed, it'll sell so quickly, you want to take a beat and make sure you understand where they're getting that information from. Because even though it might be true generally, it doesn't mean it's true for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys 3 different scenarios: in a seller's market, in a balanced market, and in a buyer's market, so you can kind of know how to tailor your strategy. The first thing I want to talk about is what to do if you're in a seller's market. All of my first-time home buyers, you feel me on this one. It is crazy competitive. So if you're a home seller in a really aggressive seller's market, the best strategy is to price your home super competitively, because you can 100% trust that the multiple offers, the buyer demand, will bring it up to whatever the highest point that the market will bear for your property. Overpricing, the one mistake you can make in this market is overpricing, because it won't even get looked at if it's too high. They'll think, oh, it's going to be multiple offers and I can't go over the $40,000 that you've already priced it over. You need to price it like 15% below market to get that activity and that get those buyers in and get that emotional energy going. If you're a buyer in this market, you need to have your game organized to win in these bidding wars. So what that means, some of the things I advise kind of first, people who find themselves in this super competitive situation is make sure your financing is really tight. Make sure you're working with a local lender who's reputable. Make sure you have all your docs in place and you are ready to pivot and go. And then the other thing you can do, there's many strategies we can employ, but another good one is to just be willing to take the home as is. Letting the sellers know at the beginning that you aren't going to be asking for a ton of repairs. You're going to make this transaction as easy on them as possible. Really helps to put you ahead of the pack. If you want more strategies, just message me and we'll talk about it. If you find yourself in one of the more balanced markets, let's all breathe a sigh of relief. We don't have to sprint and lose our minds. Balanced markets are really equitably favorable to both buyers and sellers. So the strategy you sellers are going to want to employ is just make sure you price your house fairly at market value, just at what you're expecting to get for it. This is not the time to throw out some ginormous number and see what happens, because what will happen is no one will come look at your house. So do the good work on the comps to make sure you know exactly what market value is, and then stick to it. That's the right price, and that's what you should be getting. For buyers who are shopping in this category, the good news is you probably have some options to pick from. You don't have to make a desperate decision, and you don't have to sprint and get this done right this second, depending on what your life circumstances are. So find something that's at market value. If you're in this situation and you find something that's crazy overpriced, prepare to negotiate, because there's no reason that you should pay too much when there's other homes to choose from. You have some leverage here, and everything will get negotiated to fair market value. So now I want to talk about what the strategy is if you find yourself in a buyer's market. Sellers in a buyer's market, the game is so different from how we've all been conditioned to think about negotiating, marketing, and all of those things. In a buyer's market, you are trying to win. Not the buyers are trying to win, you're trying to win. So you want to make your house as attractive as possible. You want to definitely take care of any neglected maintenance or repairs. You don't want to be handing someone chores to do. Or if you're not willing to do that, then you need to be willing to ante up and understand that the price needs to reflect the work that's involved, if you even want to get a chance of people looking at it. So pricing it competitively, doing the work to get it show ready. These are all strategies you can employ to get the most value out of your investment. If you want to if you have any questions about, what are my top things that I should do to get my house market ready, just shoot me a message. I'll probably be doing a video about it soon, and if so, I'll link it in here. But just shoot me a message and we can talk about, in your specific situation, what kinds of repairs can you make, or what kind of changes can you make to get the absolute top dollar that your home will command in the market that you're in. Now, buyers who are shopping in a buyer's market, good times. Let's just hang out and go shopping. I'll get a coffee. We'll look at some homes. There's lots to choose from, and you really can be a little bit choosy. You don't have to compromise really too much on anything. If there's something that's not meeting your needs, we can address that in the price. If there's something, if it does meet your needs and it looks like it's a good deal and they priced it competitively, let's go ahead and just make a fair offer and call it a day. Now, one of the things I want you guys to think about, if you've bared with me to the end of this video, I want you to think about the fact that the inventory is probably going to be shifting in the next year or so. We have a lot of homes that are delinquent. We have about 30% of the homes in America are delinquent on their loans because of COVID and the economy and all of the things that have been going on. We in our office are definitely looking for some of those home sellers to start to panic sell. Now, if you are one of those home sellers, we don't want to panic sell, but we do want to get you out in front of having the conversation of, am I going to have to short sale my home, or am I going to take a $50,000 price reduction? So if you find yourself in one of those categories where right now it's sort of okay because there's the moratorium on foreclosures, start getting your strategy together now on if it's going to make sense to sell it or what you want to do with your home. But with things like that coming up, we are anticipating an inventory shift in the next year or two. And so you want to pay close attention and make sure you're talking to your real estate agent about what's happening right now. Don't tell me what's happening 3 months ago. Tell me what's happening right now in terms of days on market, list versus sale price, and those kinds of things. So you make sure that you don't make a mistake that's going to cost you thousands of dollars down the road. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. I will be talking to you soon. Have a great day.